Hear it again.
Welcome to Startalk with your hosts, Colin and Marty.
Where are we?
Wow, the shortest intro ever.
How come
Nope.
we're not there?
Oh,
There
we're
we
here. Here we
We're
come.
now.
And now, hey, welcome.
Now on our stage.
How does this new microphone sound? Sound
Sounds
okay?
good. Looks
I got
good.
a new SM7B here with a
Oh,
booster on it. So
a
if it's too
booster.
distorted, somebody in the chat, let me know. Welcome.
boost.
So excited to be here. I just got off a 2-hour podcast just before
Really?
this. And earlier in the week, as Marty knows, I lost my voice.
Mhm.
I fell asleep with the air conditioning on. I'm down in Mexico with my family, and I normally don't sleep with the air conditioning on, but it
No.
was just too muggy, and I just turned it on. I thought I'll leave it on for 5 minutes, cool off the room, then turn
Gone.
it off and go to sleep. Well, I woke up and I couldn't talk.
There either.
So a couple of days of no voice. So
Oh,
then I thought, well, maybe I should go up and get a COVID test just in case. So I
Fine.
had a COVID test
very smart.
and pins and needles waiting, but negative.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
nothing.
Yeah.
And-
Speaking
and
of which, not to take away from your thunder, 3 of the most famous artists have just tested positive for COVID. Ed Sheeran,
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi, and Brian Adams.
Brian Adams.
Yeah, Brian Adams.
Wow. Well, I know Bon Jovi. He just tested positive. He's been double vaxxed too. So
And so is Ed Sheeran, and so is Adam.
wow. Anyway, good to hear that I came back negative. So
Oh, very positive.
prayers are with those guys. Hopefully they'll come
all of
through
them.
it.
Speedy recovery.
But let's not dwell on that. I
No,
just finished a
absolutely
2-hour podcast with our old friend Randy Bachman
Oh,
from
none
the
other
Guess
than-
Who and Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Excellent.
And we did a great show. It was
Uh-huh.
part of the Taxi Road Rally. Now, Taxi is a A&R company. They take people's songs and place them in films and in advertisements and even with record labels and so on and so forth. So
Right.
Taxi's been around. It's their 25th anniversary.
Really?
So we did a special 2-hour podcast with Michael Laskow today with Randy.
Unbelievable.
And we had a really good chat. We talked about some old times. And one of the interesting thing was this story about his guitar.
Oh,
So nice to see some people in the chat. Hey, Ray.
Hey,
Hey,
Ray.
William, Agnes, Val, Lori,
hey,
Cindy.
welcome.
Who am I missing there? Greg, Richard, Christopher, Terry.
Wow.
Well, it's great to see all you folks.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a really cool story. And if you haven't heard the story yet, back years ago, Randy Bachman had, had a paper route and mowed lawns and did
Yeah.
whatever he could do to buy his first guitar.
That's
And
right.
his first guitar was hanging there in Winnipeg Music. And he used to go stand and look in the window and oogle after this guitar. And of course, so would Neil Young. Sometimes they
Yeah.
both stand there together going, I want that guitar. Well, Randy finally bought it. And that's the guitar that you hear on Taking Care of Business and all the big BTO hits
Yeah.
and whatnot. But it had been stolen in Toronto many years later in the 70s. And he used to actually chain it to the toilet in the
That's right.
hotel rooms, and he was very protective of that guitar. And I think the one time he let a roadie take care of it, it wasn't you, but
No, definitely not.
it did get stolen. So he spent most of his career looking for that guitar. And Marty knows because he went and looked at every pawn shop and every collectible store and every guitar store looking for that.
Never
He bought
did.
lots of Gretches. That's how
Oh,
he
definitely.
amassed that 398 Gretches. Is that my guitar? No, but I'll buy it anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he bought a lot of Gretches, but never could find that one.
No.
So it was interesting. He's been doing this Bachman and Bachman YouTube video with his son Tal.
Right, Cal.
And a guy came on and said, I think I found your guitar. And he went, what? Find that guy. And the guy did facial recognition or something. And he took the old video of Randy playing his guitar in Looking Out for Number One with BTO, the original, and put it with this video from this guy from Tokyo who was playing a guitar at some club for Christmas. and it was the same guitar that he did the overlay, and it was the exact same guitar. So 45 years later,
Yeah.
Randy contacts the guy in Japan, and very honorable, says, yeah, I will honor you and give your guitar back if you can find me one that's just like it. And
Right.
so Randy's been looking to all the different vintage guitar stores, and I think he's found one that's a sister guitar to that one. It's in the same litter, if you want to call it that. The same
2 numbers off, made in the same.
the same serial number sequence.
Yeah.
And he's going to go to Japan and make the swap. But after 45 years, what an incredible story. And you know how long he's been looking for that guitar.
You got it.
That's pretty amazing. Hey, Kevmo, Sushi, Jamil,
Sushi,
Maria, lots of people joining us in the chat. You got a couple things to share, Marty. What's going on over there?
I got a real good one that you and I are fond of. All similar to what you just said. The Guess Who recorded at the Winnipeg Arena on February 25th, 1966. That tape was recorded by an engineer there from the station. Bob Burns was the MC. The band consisted of Chad Allen, Burton Cummings, Randy Bachman, Jim Cale, and Gary Peterson. This was the cover of it, the CD. That's the cover. 27 songs on it. Majority covers. There was one called Wait by the Beatles where you waited. They waited 2 minutes for the introduction to happen. Then it goes into like Blue as the Night, introducing Cummings. Then they do Money, Louie Louie. They do 2 versions of Shakin' All Over, one which I've never ever heard. They do I Fought the Law. They do My Generation by The Who. Wow. They also do stuff like California Dreamin' by the Mamas and Papas, the Batman theme, the Birds, Turn, Turn, Turn. And last but not least, they end with 2 Coca-Cola ads and 1 Honda ad. And it came to me via our old friend Howard on a CD that was transferred off the original reel-to-reel that a listener brought into him out of a box of tapes in his car. And Howard went out and looked in the trunk, and none of these other things were identifiable except this one reel. It said Guess Who on it. And the kid, of course, didn't know who the Guess Who were. And Howard said, "You know what this is?" And he said, "No, it's just a bunch of these tapes from my father." He says, "I'd like to make a transfer of this specific tape." So the kid said, "Okay, you can." And Howard took it to the engineer. The engineer took it. And in this case, they didn't have to bake it or worry about it. First generation, stepped down. And as promised, he sent it. So we have it in its entirety. And I listened to it prior to the show. Unbelievable.
I'd like to hear it. That'd be cool.
1966, Burton had a solid, strong voice, as did Chad. And to share the singing, and Cale did a lot of singing as well in this, and Randy and Gary's playing superb. So that's my story in comparison to your Randy story.
Wow. That's a good find. I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then collectible-wise, we'll continue, as we all know, similar to NFTs. We'll just do a touch on stuff. This is simple. This is just a gold Star Trek card, excuse the reflection, but this is a valuable thing. This is Commander Spock. There's a series. I happen to end up with Spock. It's very hard to get that glare off on an angle. But anyways, I don't know what else came up there, Warner Brothers. So anyhow, and then I know you'll like this one. This one is solid. This is,
look at that, Hendrix.
Yeah, that came to me via an old friend of mine who was a big Hendrix fan, and he said, "I thought you should have this." He passed on, and he bequeathed it to me, which was very, very kind. I will treasure that forever. And then seeing that you and I are big Beatles fans and adore that era, there was a series that came out that you could get at London Drugs many, many years ago, which happened to be Lunchbox Puzzle.
Wow.
So that's a Lunchbox Puzzle sealed. That's a Lunchbox Puzzle sealed. So that's 2. There was 4. I'll show you the other 2. And my 2 favorites, this one, of course. I love this one, the revolver.
Revolver, yeah.
Very serious. And one of the very first ones, the Help, which is beautiful.
I like that too.
All sealed and very, very collectible. But the best of all came my way from a Winnipeg guy who lived in Garden City, which was a burb. I lived in West Kildonan. I met him at a comic show 2 weeks ago, and he sells graded comics. Graded comics are ones that you send away and get graded. Well, he happened to have a collector's comic in his personal collection that he sent away to be graded. Now, the grading process is about $65 to $80 US. You send it away, UPS. Takes an average of a year to get it back.
Wow.
Well, this came back graded. Now, it's graded from 1 to 10. This happened
doesn't get wrecked in the mail?
No, what happens is you send it in a foam package and you wrap it and you seal it and you send it to them UPS in one of those protective packets. They grade it. They put it into a plastic sealed container, which you never, ever open. Then they shrink it. Then they grade it. Well, I collect romance comics. Well, one of the comics that I didn't have, which was very, very rare and obscure, is called Girls Romance, and it has none other than the Beatles on the cover.
Wow.
Now, this is only graded 3.5. Today's price, if this was a 10, would be about $5,000, $7,000. A 3.5, if you look it up on eBay right now, is selling for $400 US plus shipping. There's only one available. It's very, very rare, hard to find. This one has significance because it was my friend's personal comic, and he consented to sell it to me. And that was my find of the day, and that will go with my Beatles stuff. But this, you won't walk in and say, hey, you got one of these, please? I'd like to buy it, because you won't. I've never seen one, and I collect romance comics. This is the first one I've seen, and then when I went to eBay, there was only one other one, like in the past 6 or 8 years. It's also graded a 3.5, but they want, like I say, 390 plus 75 shipping. I'm content with the one in Canada, no shipping, and that's my little segment on collectibles today, folks.
Wow. Well, those are fantastic. What some great finds.
Yeah.
The Rickster.
Thank you, Rickster. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Those are damn cool. They are cool.
They are damn cool, my friend.
And we're having a lot of fun here, learning about collectibles, learning about NFTs, learning about. Well, we have a special guest here that we're going to reveal very shortly.
Oh, definitely.
But in the meantime, looking at the chat, hey, there's Richie.
Yeah.
And
how you doing,
Ray,
Richie?
Any questions from the chat? You got Colin and Marty here with you.
While we're here, you can ask, fire away. We'll try and answer.
That was a great 2-hour podcast I just did. We told a lot of stories. I told the story about when you remember this one, when I was we were at a big arena hockey rink. And we had just finished playing the last song, Taking Care of Business, Good Night, Everybody. And that's when we used to do American as the encore.
Yeah, that's right.
And we had played for 2 hours already, plus sound check. And I was just, I had to go so bad. So when we went off and waiting for the encore, I slid out the back door, you know, where the Zamboni goes.
Yeah.
And I slid out there and relaxed a little, and somebody accidentally shut the door.
Shut the door, and you weren't there. I remember.
And so the band starts playing.
Where's Colin?
Where are you? And I had to go all the way around to the front of the arena, and I had to argue with the guard at the door. I said, "I'm in the band, and
I'm the singer in the band. Let me
here's
in."
my pass." And no, the band's on stage. How can you be in the band when the band's on stage? I said, I'm supposed to be on stage.
Let me in.
Anyway, finally let me in, and I had to go through the whole crowd. And finally, halfway through the song, I got up there and got to finish the night. But yeah, we talked about that story this afternoon. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
good.
Anyways, if you guys have any questions in the chat, throw them in.
Sure.
And otherwise, we're going to bring
Time marches on.
Very interesting guest into the room.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start with bringing Garnet in, and he can introduce our special feature for the evening.
Where's Garnet? There's Garnet.
Oh, and we got JW with us.
2 for the price of 1.
Hey, boys.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, I thought
that's a great story.
Yeah, Marty, after talking about that collectible, I thought how it connects to the blockchain.
Yeah.
Is that, with these NFTs, they also need kind of have a grading process, right?
Sure. Exactly.
So the blockchain does check the age of it.
Sure.
Who has, how many times it's been sold, et cetera. But, Jason, I'd like you to tell us about one of the grading tools out there called Rarity.
Rarity Tools, you betcha. Yeah. Rarity Tools is great. Yeah. Okay, like say if you want to say, your favorite collection drops, let's say it's the Metasaurs.
Yeah.
Metasaurs are half dinosaur, half dinosaur heads on the bodies of apes, and really neat group. It was really seems to have, it was released really well, and people are really like them so far, so that's good. So there's a website called rarity.tools. I believe that's the website. And you go there and it'll show you what it'll rank them from the most rare to the least rare. And so that you can make a better decision on which one that you would like to purchase.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you betcha. So they're all ranked. Now, the other thing you can do is like say you like a lot of people like ones that have crowns. I have one that has a crown. It's a really nice crown. There's actually two types of crown. One's a king's crown and one's a Metasaur crown. And the Metasaur crown looks just a little bit more. Well, the king's crown kind of looks like old-fashioned regal, and the other one looks has a nicer, fresher kind of cartoon pop to it.
Right.
So that's the one I have, and I can actually sort through all the I can just pick that trait out, and I can sort all of them and see how much other people are listing them for, and approximately what mine would be worth if I were to put it on the market for sale.
Cool.
It's really great.
Does that sound kind of similar, Marty, to how some collectors go through their
grading process?
Basically, the rule of thumb is the lower the run, the more value. So obviously, when you've got a comic that comes out monthly, the first 12, the rule of thumb, first 10. But I used to go by the first 12. Bertrand and I, who was a great collector of comics, introduced me to that. And he said, look, if we don't get anything else, let's buy 6 number 1s. And then we're out on the road touring for a couple of months. We'll get number 2 and 3. We'll come back to our favorite comic shop and order the rest. So 1 to 10 is usually the way, or like when Colin puts out a limited edition CD, he'll put out 1,000 copies, and we'll do 20 nights on the road, and we'll sell them all out. But of course, Colin,
like Randy's guitar, there was only 36 made in that sequence.
Exactly. So a rarity, and so you would retain. Rule of thumb: you would retain some for yourself. Obviously, you're not going to give 1 to 10 to the public. You're going to take that within the organization and the conglomerate, whether it's SessionWire, StarWire, whoever's involved, anybody affiliated with the production would get 1 for the sake of discussing. The directors would get 1 to 5. And like when Burton put out his a final vinyl on Capitol, we got 100. So we kept the first 10.
Yeah.
He took 1 to 5. I took 6 to 10.
When
And
I
then
did
after
my
that-
limited edition Elvis poster,
That's right.
Bruce
Exactly.
Allen.
That's right.
And Bruce Allen wanted number 1.
Right.
And I said, I want number 1. He goes, I want number 1. So I gave it to him. He's
Well,
got
yeah,
number
because if the buyer wants it, that's fine. But that's in a case like Colin, who's an artist and he makes a poster limited run. But with your NFTs, when they come out, like Jay says, he's got stuff, and you grade it in accordance to its rarity, its significance, and then that increases in value. The longer Jason holds on to it, or any NFT buyer would hold on to this product that you guys are going to launch, like say in this case the goats, if their 1 or 2 goats become super rare, those are the ones to be sought after, and everybody's going to be on this goat hunt. You know, they're going to go out hunting
Well, I like
goats.
that.
Like an
The
Easter
goat
egg.
hunt. I like that.
Yeah, it's the
That's
goat
right.
hunt. You're on the goat hunt instead of the Easter egg hunt. You're hunting goats, and you're on a mission. You've got to get that goat. Get
That's
that
right.
goat. Like Annie, get your gun. You get your goat.
That's right. Better yet, if we could throw a couple Mendez brothers in the background on one of them. There you go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Them playing basketball beside the Mendez brothers.
That was
That would
funny.
be good.
Right. Oh, there you go.
I like that.
So, Jason, last week you talked about one of the next stages that we're going into as StarWire will be the whitelisting process.
Yeah, you bet.
And you explained a little bit.
Sure.
People are going to be maybe inviting people to our Discord channel
Absolutely. Yeah.
to earn those the chance to win a whitelisting spot. What
Yep.
happens after that? Let's say everyone's got their place, they got their whitelisting.
Yeah.
What's the next step after that? What do people look forward to?
Okay, so through one of the challenges or contests, you get a whitelisting spot. So what we will do as the goats is as the team that's doing the minting, we'll set like a day apart that at the beginning where only the people with whitelisting spots can mint, and we'll have to decide the number, maybe 1 goat or 2 goats, sometimes just 1 goat.
Yeah.
And so you will get a chance to mint, and then mint over the course of, like, say, a day, or even some people do it over like 5 or 6 hours. They give you a chance to get in there, get your goat, keep an eye on the transaction prices, which we call gas prices, what the gas rate's at now. And then once you find a gas rate that you're comfortable with and it seems to be stable, then you go mint your goat, and then you've been given that preferential treatment to get a goat. Now, when you do when you're going for that goat, it doesn't mean that you're getting a more rare goat, because no one knows when those rare goats are going to come out. It's all random, but at least you get a chance to mint with First of all, you get the chance to mint.
Yeah.
And that's worth something. There's
a question here from Ray Pep. If a collection, say, has 10,000 NFTs, how many are rare, Jason? Like the top 50, 100, or 1,000? He asked that question.
Well, the top I like to get them in the top 500, but the top 1,000 is great. The top, but like you see there, the ones in the top 50 are going to be more than the top 100.
Of course.
And the first 10% up to 1,000, they're a little bit more rare, but up to 100, there's stages. Like usually, in these drops, they'll have all the drops are based around like for ours, are based around one goat and different traits on that goat. But interspersed in our drop, we're going to be putting some special special limited edition paintings that might be a picture with a goat and something, or maybe like a very special picture. And only like 5 or 6 of those.
Right.
Those are called super rares. And there is only maybe usually up to about like 5 or 6, some up to 10, some maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
And those are worth like the most. They're like the creme de la creme. Also, mint number 0 is worth something, because when you mint out, because computers don't start at 1, they start at 0.
Oh.
So the very first one is 0,
Yeah.
and out of 100, the very last one is actually 99. So
Wow, I want 0 and 99.
yeah, there you go, 0 and 99. But people kind of forget about that, and then they'll say they'll give they'll say 100 is pretty cool too. But
Yeah.
The 99th goat will be Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
there you go. Hey, I like that. Yeah, if you unfortunately, I don't know if we can make that
Gretzky
happen.
goat, the Gretzky goat.
Yeah, man, I'd love to get the Gretzky goat. I love Gretzky. He's a great guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's the great one and the great guy. You betcha.
More people have joined us. Mills Pictures is in the
Really?
Yo, Jason, shout out
Scott
to
McKenna,
How you doing, Daddy?
Scott Rogers.
How you doing, Daddy?
Goat power.
and
Goat
Sanchez
Power.
Brothers. Great to see you.
That's right.
That's right.
And the
That's
Rickster,
a film
of course.
company running on goat power.
Yes.
Goat power.
Running on goat power.
You
Yeah.
betcha. You betcha. Anybody have any more questions about goats and goats dropping? Right now, I'll tell you that the Star Wars bee, or I mean,
Goats
the Star Wars.
dropping. I don't know if
Yeah,
I
the
want to say
goats.
that.
Sorry, yeah, goat. Yeah, we don't want goat droppings. We definitely is that a special trait, Garnet? Goat droppings?
Goat drop-ins. Ooh.
Ooh.
Instead of nuggets.
Nuggets. We're giving away goat droppings.
Goat nuggets.
Yeah, goat nuggets. Actually, they actually kind of do look like nuggets, but that's besides the point. I know people have goats. Yeah.
Yeah.
But who's doing waitlisting right now is the main bees site. I know we're all bees, and a lot of us are bees that are in Starwire, and we're Starwarians.
Swarming.
But
Swarmers.
We're
We're
swarming.
yeah, that's right. But the bees, the bees as a whole are doing Bees University right now. They're
Really?
whitelisting their project. They're whitelisting people for their project.
Cool.
And once they're done that, they're going to come over. And I was going out of my tree like about a month ago, going like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? This is crazy. And the bees are like, you know what? Just chill out. We're going to come over. We're going to help you. We're going to be there. We're going to, we're all one big family, so they're going to be here. They're going to help. They're going to help with the mint out. They said, like, we want some goats, man. We want to get our goats. We want a whitelist, and we want to get our goats because we love those goats.
There you go.
So you betcha. So we got help is on the way. Help is on the way. That's right.
All right.
Hey, so
The swarm is coming.
The
title
swarm
of
is
this,
coming.
Episode was 5 amazing things that
Yeah.
are happening in November that's
Right.
going to blow your mind.
Right.
So the contest was for each of us
Right.
come up with something mind blowing, and then the community, you guys out there, will vote on who wins, who has the most mind blowing fact. Okay, so Jason,
Yeah.
I know you're working on your story for tonight. What part of the world?
I have something that's actually happening right now.
Wow.
Yes, you betcha. And I'm going to share my video file,
Oh,
and it's
Oh.
a short video.
very nice.
You betcha. And I just want to say,
Share sound too.
if I have that option, I will definitely do that. And it's popping up.
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay.
All right.
Live from New York, it's Tuesday
Hello, this is Tim Judge from Beat Social TV reporting from Times Square in New York City. Wanted to say hello to all my Starwire friends on Startalk tonight. I'm down here at NYC, NFT NYC. First day here, full day at the event, and we had a speech this morning from Gary Vee, and then we had Quentin Tarantino here. A full day of events, and let me tell you, there's some fantastic people here doing some crazy stuff with NFTs, but I know you Starwire guys would have crushed it here. They're probably going to have another one next June. The place is alive and electric. New York City is booming right now. It's a beautiful evening, even though we're about 60 days from New Year's Eve. Right up there is is where the ball drops pretty soon. So this espresso martini is really kicking in, so I tried to jam in as much information as I could, but I probably wouldn't be able to do this at 11 o'clock when you're live. So I miss you guys, appreciate you, and hello to Colin and Marty. Marty, I was at the Edison Ballroom and the Palladium Ballroom tonight, and I'm sure you've got some kind of stories that go along with that, but I'll miss your stories tonight, and I'll catch you.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you, Tim.
Jay, that's phenomenal.
You betcha, you betcha. I was able to get in touch with Tim. He's at the NFTs in New York City event.
Wow.
So
Nice
yeah,
to
they're
see
having,
NYC coming back, huh?
yeah, you betcha, you betcha. That's right. So
That's
so
pretty
I said, hey, can you do a spot for me? Do a spot for me. I want to tell everyone about what's going on in New York City right now, and yeah, we were able. We as a community, the bees community, and he's representing all of us there. So
right.
So
And I hear there's a new contest that if you can find Tim.
yeah, if you're in New York City and you can find Tim, then you can get a picture with Tim and buy him a drink. That's my stipulation. And buy him and do a shooter with Tim. Then you can get your name put in a draw for 1 Ethereum, which is worth like almost $5,000 now. Ethereum just went up. Is that $4,600? So if you find Tim in New York City, get a picture with him, and yeah, they're gonna whitelist you. Like the first 20 people that find him, get a picture with him in New York City. They get whitelisted and they get put in a draw for 1 Ethereum. So that's kind of a cool way of whitelisting people.
And the picture needs to be authenticated.
Oh yeah, people are putting fake ones up. They're kind of funny.
Yeah, no cloning of him. Yeah. So my first one is for Colin because he's in Mexico, and I don't know if Colin is celebrating the Day of the Dead. October 31st to November 2nd is the Day of the Dead.
Well, I can tell you, I've felt dead for the last 2 days. And my voice is starting to come back, and I don't have COVID. So
what
it's Day of the Alive now.
Yeah, it's a festival that's a happy celebration that families gather and friends pray and remember friends and family members who have died. And the one that's close to my heart, I'm cheating because I only got 2 mini ones, not as good as Jay. My other one is November the 5th, which is National Bison Day in the U.S. because the significance of the American buffalo and myself coming from the prairies and buffaloes and all across the prairies. So those are my 2 contributions for what's happening.
Dia de los Muertos.
In November, in the month of November.
I like it.
Garnet, you're muted.
Like it. Oh, Garnet, the mute's on. Can't hear you. There you go.
Mute yourself.
I was cutting down on the echo.
Dia de Muertos.
So that's pretty good. I like those. We got 2 pretty hot stories. The
Good job, Marty.
Fierce so far. Colin, you need another minute? I can.
Well, yeah, I need another minute.
Okay, let me.
I forget what the request is.
Mind blowing story.
Oh, that was his story.
For November.
I think that was great.
So I found this little dropping.
Wow.
So The Matrix is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
And, the Warner Brothers is dropping 100,000
Oh,
NFTs
ooh,
of the Matrix, and
Gee.
I think it's going to be $50 each. And
wow.
then with your character, you get to either take the red pill or the blue pill.
Ooh,
Oh my
And
gosh.
so if you take the blue pill, you stay in the Matrix
oh,
and you watch CNN, and take the
Ooh.
red pill,
You watch CNN.
you 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 become a freedom fighter. Yeah.
or if you
So
take both pills.
that's good. We'll have to try that one. Anyway, it's
That's
cool to
pretty
see
cool.
Hollywood beginning to recognize
Yeah.
this thing, which is relatively kind of indie style. You know, it'll really be interesting to see if the NFT community embraces some of these
Yeah.
mainstream commercial endeavors.
Right.
We will see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
'cause-
they picked the right movie to do
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you know it's not as if they're doing like they're giving away like 50,000 characters from the Notebook. That would be like painful. That'd be painful.
Ah.
No, I think those will be huge. I think that'll be an amazing.
I think so too.
And well, in terms of mind blowing, I think for me, November 11th is coming up, and it's Remembrance Day.
oh yeah.
And that's where we have poppies and we remember. But it's extra special this year because my uncle Lou,
Oh.
who actually was on the beaches in Normandy back in the day, is going to be 100.
Wow.
And he's
That's cool.
Wow.
century old, so it's a
Neat.
big month for the family. It's a big month for him, and hopefully he gets there. We'll get a few more days.
You can do it, Lou. You
You
can,
can
do,
do
it,
it.
Lou.
Hang in there, buddy.
Hang in there, Lou.
Stay in the house. Don't go anywhere.
That's right.
So
Wrap them
that's
in
something
bubble
that we
wrap.
got to take note of. Is yeah, we have to remember those who came before us, and we all
Lest we
stand on the
forget.
shoulders of those who came
Right.
before us. So we
That's
got to
right.
Right.
keep those
right.
memories alive. And 100 years old, man, that's a pretty good run.
Wow. 100 is heavy duty.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it's cool to we think a lot about video games and where they get their inspiration. There's so many video games that were inspired by the heroes of World War
True.
II. And these days we have the Marvel heroes.
Oh, yeah.
And but the real deal heroes, right, were those guys who fought for our freedom, and
Made their lives in the
so
line.
many stories grew
Mhm.
out of their real lives.
True
So-
enough.
So does that fit with the contest, or what?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good one.
That's
So
a very good one, Paul.
four good choices there. We'll put those to the vote a little bit later. We have we talked
Don't we
about
have a special guest?
guest. We've got a couple special guests.
Oh,
To introduce them,
Oh.
I'm gonna share this little web site, or there's a lot of stories these days talking about Mark Zuckerberg
oh yeah.
rebranding Facebook, and he's calling it the Metaverse. Well, what the heck is the Metaverse? Can anyone tell me out there in the studio audience?
Who knows
Doesn't
what the metaverse is?
Doesn't it mean dead in Hebrew?
Oh, yeah.
Metaverse.
Yeah, what does it mean? I saw something like that. Yeah.
The dead verse. Well, we know things are transitioning, or we're starting to see signs of VR, augmented reality, and when it comes to the NFT space, there's a lot of opportunity to connect NFTs to VR experiences and to AR experiences. And our guests tonight are actually a couple folks from the Metaverse. And we're
Ah,
gonna bring them into our show here.
Yeah,
And
come on.
They might be people, maybe even some of you recognize. Let's bring these guys in. Are they ready? Let's see here. From the Metaverse, where is our Metaverse brand?
Wow. There they are. That Austin? Who's that?
That's Josh.
Oh,
That
Josh,
looks like
how
a
you
Mims.
doing?
That's Crypto Mims himself. Let me see if I can get Josh.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Hey,
Josh,
what's
how
up?
you doing?
What's going on? Looks like you're playing basketball.
How you doing?
Austin, how you doing?
No.
There's me.
Talk to the camera.
There he is.
Nice.
Can you hear us?
Hey, Austin.
We can. What
Reason
What's going on?
Hey.
Oh, he's having a drink.
Having a
There's actually a bar in there. You
Oh,
gotta be careful.
Hey, cheers, Josh.
You gotta be careful.
Cheers, Josh. Josh having a martini there. He's having a martini.
We're-
Good evening, guys.
We're getting the audio sorted out for this, but the reason we brought Austin and Josh on are because they're going to be hosting an
Is it the rain? We
NFT
can't hear
teaching
y'all.
session, in this space, which is called the Swarm Space.
Right.
You see Swarm TV in the background there.
Yeah.
They're going to be teaching people about NFTs in VR.
Thanks, Austin.
Thanks,
Giving us
Austin.
Austin, can you tell us a little bit about Thursday night?
Sorry, folks. It worked earlier.
Yeah.
Might have had one too many there.
Yeah, I think they've been at the bar too long.
There you go.
We're going to educate people and immerse them deeply into the crypto and NFT space.
Fantastic.
Nice.
I can hear we're having a little latency issues. I think
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. So between them hearing the questions and them, yeah.
Yep.
Well, we
Well,
got
that
it.
was interesting. We had a
We're very
good
interesting.
visit from
That's
Meta
right.
Man.
So that's going to be Thursday night, 7 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Be in one of the Metaverse spaces called Altspace VR.
Ah,
And we have a nice custom location. Actually, Marty and David got to view that.
Mhm.
Do you
when they
need
were
a
down in the
headset for that?
studio.
yeah, one of those big sets he put on it.
Are you talking about like the you don't need the glasses. Like you can go without the glasses, but if you have glasses, it's just it's a better experience. But
Oh, unreal.
pardon me, Marty.
I said it's unreal, but you got to
Yeah.
watch. If you do a sudden turn or something, you can lose your balance. and
Yeah.
collapse. You got to, if you sit down and ground yourself and land in and come to ground level. I was up in the sky, you know, all over the place, way high up in the buildings and everything. It was amazing up there, and to look down, whoa, serious.
You had Marty in the sky with diamonds.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Who was up there, Garnet? Who was that woman? That
The crypto queen.
the crypto queen. I met her. I saw her.
Yeah.
We definitely saw her.
Nice.
If you get a chance, we'll leave a link to that in this
Yeah.
podcast where
Yeah.
you can go there in 2D on your desktop computer. If you have a VR headset, you can go there as well. But that's just one of the areas, at StarWire, we want to be looking into how we can tell our stories, whether it's here on YouTube or in VR.
Right.
We're going to be there, and the goats are going to be there too.
Oh yeah, the goats. Yeah, they got to show up.
Because obviously you can buy your goat. It's going to be in your MetaMask wallet. It can be on your phone, but it can also be in as Mark Zuckerberg says, the new metaverse. You can see
Yeah.
it's in 3D. Maybe
Wow.
even see your goat.
Rich is
And-
asking me a question: Is For those of you that don't know, my prior company to Starwire was called Imagination Park, which changed their name to Imagine AR.
Wow.
Still a publicly traded company.
Right.
So I was doing negotiations down just south of Los Angeles a number of years ago on the technology from
Yeah.
one of the head tech guys from Microsoft to bring this AR technology to the company. So Imagine AR is still doing it. They do it with a lot of sports teams right now. I think it was
Oh,
just a press release that came out today. That's something that we may follow up and do some
Sure.
joint ventures with them as well. So I go back in time to the whole VR AR space quite a bit.
right.
I preferred to go more onto the music and entertainment side. But the question is what do you think of Meta, where the real world meets the digital world?
Right.
I think there's a time to be in fantasy land, and then there's a time to be real and to actually have
Right.
coffee with people and put your phones away. So I kind of like the face-to-face conversations that people have together. And when you want to go into one of those environments, it's very, like Marty said, you put the thing on and you're in a fantasy world. I just hope it stays where it's you have good balance. I just can't see people living in these sort of zombie environments all
That's
day
true,
long and
yeah.
all night long
Yeah.
and not being able to have a conversation.
With
So,
their children or their wives. Yeah,
That's
I
a good
agree.
point.
but I think in terms of the technology, it's going to get to a place where already with music, we're able to make music together, some different
Sure.
places in the world. And as
Right.
we start to use AR a little bit more fast and speedy, we will be able to have conferences together with people. So rather than being in chat room, we could all be sitting around a table together in a room. So
Right.
I just don't want it to lose the human side of it, because I think
Yep.
that's something that we've got to maintain.
Very important.
I don't know if that answers your question, Richie, but if you have a follow-up, hit me.
Now, Garnet, the definition of metaverse is fictional universe. It says the word metaverse is a portmanteau of the prefix meta and universe, and is typically used to describe the concept of a future iteration of the internet made up of persistent shared 3D virtual spaces linked into a perceived virtual universe. That's the official definition, and it shows Zuckerberg right there.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and like I say, there is already these spaces exist
Yeah.
that aren't owned by Facebook.
Right.
So I don't think Facebook can own the metaverse.
No.
No.
Impossible.
Somebody's asking, what is a good VR headset? There's lots of them out there. Oculus is probably the one that comes to my
Is
mind.
it? What were we using, Garnet?
Well, ours is a little bit different, probably because ours is more for filming and stuff.
Right.
It's the HTC Vive, but actually,
That's a good
credit
one,
to Facebook, they did release the Quest 2 headsets,
Oh,
self-contained. They're pretty cheap, around $400, and there's probably, I'm not sure which one Austin and Josh were using in there. I think it may be the Quest 2. But those are great. I'm sure we'll see more versions of these headsets coming out. But
sure.
yeah, and I would say, it's not just kind of for games. There's been a lot of amazing stories with the groups we've seen. Even one guy who had a stroke, he lost his ability to talk and play the keyboards.
Oh, wow.
And it was through VR, just being around people. As he was recovering, he learned to speak again. He had the confidence to actually talk to people in VR, and he got his voice back. And
Wow.
he's one of the moderators in our group. And
Phenomenal.
so, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of real medical and healing type uses for VR, as well as
Right.
have fun
Very
and playing games.
There's a lot of simulated operations that our doctors are doing now and whatnot, and it's pretty phenomenal how detailed it is. So I would faint, but it looks pretty real.
But And when you think about, our one of our main goals at Star Wars is to see, new music being created, new stories to be told, and VR is just another canvas. So,
Yeah.
That's right.
yeah, and we want to, always be looking out for those new talented people who are creating cool stuff. And once the goats are formed, they're going to be the backers of those projects. The goats are going to launch so many new
Well,
songs.
the goats are
new
going to bring
stories.
so many more stories to Star Talk.
Oh, true.
Because more and more people, even in some of my recent conversations, people go, "Oh, can I get on the calendar for your Star Talk episode?" And we're starting to book people out into the next year. So
That's awesome.
as we start to grow and as more and more people start to find out about what's kind of going on in this, we talked about the human connection, and people love these stories. I mean, I heard Randy's guitar story that I shared with you earlier, and
Excellent.
that's a phenomenal story. You'll probably be seeing it on your national news pretty soon.
Yeah.
But those are, people love to hear stories, and whether it's about 100-year-old veteran or whether it's about a lost or stolen guitar, I think it's our conversations with each other, and it's the warmth of human connection. And a lot of us have been missing that over the pandemic year and being in isolation and lockdown and whatnot. So to be able to come together as a group, and I know that everyone in this chat, the Bees Social people, are just so phenomenal. So many supportive people, and JW, your front lines there with everybody. You've got the golden gift of gab when it comes to chatting with people in the
JW
Discord, and so love the stories and love to be part of this wonderful community. So thanks everybody in the chat for all of your welcome comments. It's awesome to see you every week, and we truly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Hey, and we're going to be reaching out to some of the Spanish-speaking communities with these.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got some invites where Marty and Colin are going to be sharing some of those same stories. They might have to be. You guys will have to speak slower for the translation
for sure
to go on, but that's exciting to see new communities like, spreading just outside of Canada and the US. And because
and you might even hear some Latin music.
Ooh, yeah, come on.
That'd be good.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You have a Latin theme.
Can we get Colin to dance some merengue?
Well, I might take my little webcam for a walk, and you can see it for yourself.
There you go.
That'd be very cool.
That'd be awesome.
A lot of activity on the beach sometimes.
Yeah,
that's right. That's good.
Where are we at here? Oh, we've got just
time
under 6 minutes left in the show, and I'm getting lots of chats coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything you wanted to share there, Garnet, with regards to your piece?
Yeah, I think, like we talked about the next stage for us to go into, as the bees complete their white listing, will be starting hours. And I'm excited to the artwork for our goats is almost complete. Tell you what,
Nice.
maybe we'll give just a sneak peek.
Absolutely.
Yes. Drop
now
some.
We're talking.
Now you gotta
drop some goat droppings.
What can we do here?
How about some goat sightings?
That's right.
Goat sightings.
Goat
Marty, you got your goat.
Got your goat?
Get your goat.
Whatever
Are you
floats your
goat-sighted
goat.
yet? You goat-sighted?
Goat-sighted.
Well, okay. This is kind of a cool goat because
Okay.
actually
Share the screen. Share the screen.
Share the screen.
there
Share the screen.
was
We want goats. We want goats.
That's right.
There was a recent movie with
Oh,
what's his
Nice.
name, the Canadian actor
Oh, Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds?
Reynolds, Free
full
Guy.
screen, full screen.
So this is the free goat.
Oh yeah, come on.
Go.
And
Can you go full screen?
He's got the goat tag.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, come on.
Oh.
got the goat identity there.
And of course, each of these goats comes with their own special fur.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And
Ooh.
yeah,
Ooh, I like that one.
this is some.
That's a rich looking goat.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That looks rare.
No, we
Like
got.
almost like an albino goat, but not quite.
Yeah, these we actually had actual goats where we would submit these photos to the artists.
Yeah,
Take these designs from actual
that's very cool.
goats we could find. They recreated these awesome.
Yeah, that looks rare.
That's very cool. That
I
one.
mean, this guy is, you know, there's no hat. This is like
No.
without any traits.
No,
So without any of the 12 traits, I
he's a
would
plain Jane goat.
they look great with nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
A calico coat.
Hey, calico goat. I like it.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's your goat drop in for the day.
Oh, that's a
we
little
only get
teaser
one?
sneak.
Oh my gosh. I
Teaser
can't wait.
sneak peek.
Yeah, I want to see more.
Do we have an update on the movie?
Website's coming soon.
Website comes.
Do we have an update on the movie?
We'll save that for next week.
Yeah,
All right.
Shout out to Jason Mills.
yeah,
We saw you, Jay. We saw you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Saw you sneak in there.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Good to
And
see
we don't, we can end early because we kept these guys late so many times. There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, we've got 3 minutes left, and
We can do.
we
Are we gonna get the guys to vote on the?
Yeah, the vote. That's right,
Yeah,
Garnet.
we
Do the
can vote.
vote.
vote
So-
the goat.
Vote the goat.
Vote the goat.
The goat vote.
This is one of us gets the award. So
Who gets the award?
the other three have to buy the winner is
His goat.
choice of Dairy Queen.
Oh, I like
Oh.
that. Yeah.
So
It gotta
Marty
be the drumstick blizzard for Jason.
Oh
Marty
yeah.
is
That
number
was
one.
good. It was a good one.
I haven't had that one yet. It's on my list.
Okay, so to review again before you vote,
Okay.
you had Marty as number one story.
No, yeah, Jason is number one story.
Okay, well, we could call Jason number one, right?
Marty number two.
Marty. Okay, what Jason's story was the New York story.
Tim in New
Yeah,
York.
New York with Tim.
That's
Live
hard to-
from New
That
York.
was hot. That was hot.
Marty's story was
The Day of the Dead and the Day of the
That's right.
Bison.
Day of
That's
the
right.
Dead in Mexico.
Yep.
Day of the Dead.
That was for Colin. That was dedicated to Colin. The day.
Nice.
Oh wait, I'm number three.
Right.
Okay, number three story was the Matrix.
Right.
NFTs.
Right.
NFTs.
And
Nice.
Colin was the 100-year. Yeah.
And number
100
four-
years, November 11th, remembering Uncle Lou.
Oh yeah,
at,
Remembrance.
right.
100 years
That's good.
young.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Put in your numbers, and you can, you just put your ones, twos,
Hashtag
threes,
number?
or fours.
Hashtag number. Yeah.
Go ahead, start hash.
Right. Hashing.
You just got to write your number. Just tap it in. I'm going to vote for myself. I'm voting 3.
Oh.
I'm 4. Hashtag
I'm
4. How do
2.
I vote?
Because I want
In
that
the
Dairy
private
Queen.
chat?
No, you gotta log on to YouTube.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah. Marty's like, oh no.
I'm gonna let Jason win.
There's some ones. There's some sevens.
Sevens. It was
Some
7.
fours.
Go, 4s, go. Yeah. We
Seven
got
must
some-
be goats.
If there's Patriots in the room, come on, number 4s.
38.
Number 4.
Who's going to count these?
A martini in New York's pretty good too.
Ah.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Not
Yeah.
every day you get to live to be 100. and
Colin,
save-
remember these?
Yeah, Sun Records. I do.
Yeah, Sun Records. I like it.
Shelby Singleton That was his business card from Sun Records when Colin, myself, and Randy
Oh,
and
wow,
everybody
that's
went
great.
to
I
Sun Records.
remember.
That was the center of a record. That was his business card. I think that's one of the most unbelievable business cards I've ever seen in my life.
That's awesome.
Oh, I like that.
You were talking about that the other week, weren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a couple originals. Well, you do too, but mine are
yeah, of
framed.
course.
Wow.
Okay, who's going to be our administrator counter? Someone's got to count up.
Administrator.
Don't you have
Administrator counter.
Don't you have the spinner thing? I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's not gonna help us. Well, maybe I could use it.
Use the spinner counter.
Let's see.
Ooh, that's a lot of counting.
That's a lot of counting.
That's
Colin,
gonna
there's
eat
an
it.
old patch I found.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
a really old one.
Actually, here it is. Here we go. So there's 4 number 1s.
Hey, Jay.
Wait, I'm not saying you won.
I'm just I'm clapping for Jay.
Number 4 is doing good too. Yep.
StreamYard giveaway.
StreamYard giveaway.
A lot of Patriots
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
room. I like
There's
that.
a lot of doubles in here.
There's 1 number 2.
Hey,
Yeah. Woo.
and it wasn't me that voted for myself.
Number 3. There's 3 3s.
Hey, 3 3s.
4.
The veteran's going to be
8
close.
4s.
How
It
many?
is- It is number 4.
Hey, 8 4s. Colin.
Happy birthday, Uncle Lou.
That's good.
All right. Ray says, don't
Congratulations.
goad us into
Awesome.
4, Colin. Ha, 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 ha.
Okay.
No, I love it.
Here we go. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
Everybody's going crazy.
I don't. It's gonna pick a winner.
Pick a winner. Ranking Factory Revolution.
Woo. Go Ranking Factory.
That's
So
great. You
Colin-
can buy us
Colin-
lunch. You
Colin-
win, you buy us all lunch. Great.
Colin's got to split his Dairy Queen with the Rankin Factory.
Well, you know what's actually funny you should say that is because one of the gentlemen who just bought a place here next door owns all the Dairy Queens in Canada,
What?
or a large chunk of them.
Oh.
Actually, he's from
my new
Victoria.
best
He owns
friend.
all the ones in Victoria.
Time for a sponsor.
Ooh.
Time for a sponsor.
So might
I
be
feel
able to get a
sponsored.
sponsor instead of having to fork out something for you all. We'll get a Dairy Queen sponsor for Starwire.
I think that's a good idea.
I feel it. I feel it.
It's all coming together.
That's right. I feel it.
All right.
And then
No,
we'll
it's
do
been
a
great
big-
to have everybody on the chat, and
Tremendous.
it's good to have my voice come back. And
Yeah,
that
sounds
was-
great.
been 2 hour show with Backman earlier, and then this
Yeah.
hour show with Marty. We will get him on the show. He's
Randy's
said
gonna
that he
come?
would. Yeah, we want to be able to promote that a little bit.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Anyway, I just hope
Randy's
everybody's
great.
having a really good night, and stay happy, stay safe, and thanks,
Stay
Jason,
happy,
for all
stay
of your input and all your information,
Tremendous,
and
as usual.
get that whitelisting going. And
For
way
sure.
to go, bees.
Good night.